Solving stupid debates.
If there's one thing people like to do on the internet, it's argue. And I personally think a lot of these debates can be looked at objectively. Now, some questions are obviously deeper than others.
Other niggas had your bitch outside.
It wasn't my bitch.
Bitch, shut the fuck up in 2020.
Yo.
But as you read the title, these are ones that I consider stupid.
I thought you said your shoes.
And ones that can be answered pretty easily. But when I look at some of the most popular arguments, I realize that we really just be fighting about anything. Water. Is it wet? Is water wet has to be a troll. What do you mean is water wet?
It's stupid. Is water wet? But then I'm gonna start a fight with chat right now being like, water technically isn't wet. Water makes things wet. But let's see what he gonna say.
And for the people that are still confused on my stance, yes, it is. I don't know about you, but this looks pretty wet to me. Yes, the implications of something being wet is a solid interacting with the liquid and making it wet. But deep it though, even though water is a liquid, water is covered in water, right? When was the last time you had one water molecule? If you're gonna sit here and tell me water's dry though, you are a complete jester. Anywho,
Okay, I'm not gonna say water's dry. No. I'm thinking of water as like a complete like entity, right? Water is not wet, but water makes things wet. But water is also not dry.
Question: is a hot dog a sandwich? Now, if you're not a complete
a hot dog, okay, right? You could turn it into a sandwich. It depends on how you eat it. If you eat it like here, like this, then it's a hot dog. But if you turn that bitch to the side, kind of close it, and then now kind of turn into a sandwich.
lunatic. Everything in your mind is telling you a hot dog is not in fact a sandwich. But it's the same sort of thing as this water wet argument. You know, like the definition and the outline of what a sandwich is would technically make a hot dog a sandwich.
You
That would
never
be for me,
drank
but it was not a-
Aquafina? That shit dry as MF.
Yeah, I don't like Aquafina. Like, my favorite water
Five
is Poland
guys has
Spring.
hot dogs under the sandwich section. Therefore, hot dog is a sandwich.
Yeah.
There's your answer, smile
No,
troll.
thank you, Noah, for the 100 bits. Thank you, Oddity, for the 100 bits. Look, hot dogs, I could see it being a sandwich. Like, for me, I usually like apply that rule if you do that turn and then you bite it. But then if you got it the Kira way, I'm just gonna be like, it's a hot dog.
own category of food. Do not put meat missiles in the same conversation as sandwiches. Just look at the way you eat a sandwich versus how you eat a meat rocket.
Oh,
These are two very different experiences. And also, sub technically has that same sus shape to it. And most people will consider that a sandwich. In my personal opinion, subs are way more sandwich-like than a glizzy. And Franks also only have one bun. It's not even close to being a sandwich if it only has one bun. I'd say that's closer to a pizza than a hot dog is to being a sandwich. But I was already pissed off reading some people's backwards logic for a while.
you said a glizzy is closer to it being a pizza? All right, buddy.
Hot dog is the same as a sandwich. But then this nigga has to say it's a taco.
Look, some people need to be gone, bro. You know what I'm talking about? In order for shit to get better. He one up.
And for our next debate, this is a pretty recent one.
You said, if you eat a hot dog sideways, I have to put you in a hole?
Now if you eat a hot dog sideways, I have to put you in a
Sometimes
hole
you
and
just
bury
do it. You have it
70
like this,
feet
you be like,
under.
Sometimes you just eat it sideways. I don't know, bro. Sometimes it just instinctively happens. You eat it like this, munch. Then when you like halfway through, you kind of hit it with like a munch. It happens.
That went really viral, and that's 100 men versus one gorilla. And from my observations, this one is like a 70-30 split, with 70% of people believing the gorilla would win and the other 30 believing the men would win. But personally, I think if you had like 60 people all dedicated to fucking up this gorilla, I don't think it stands even a chance.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that shit since day one, bro. I've been saying this shit since day one. Motherfuckers still thinking that the gorilla gonna win. I'm like, bro, the gorilla gonna kill, yes, 40 of us. But the remaining 60 of us, when bro is winded down and tired, and if we're determined and we're like pumped with adrenaline, and we really out here trying to kill a motherfucker, we gonna kill that thing.
One gorilla versus 100 people. Bro, 100 people is just overwhelming numbers. You got 2 people grabbing each arm, you got 2 people grabbing each leg.
That's what I'm saying. And some people gonna be like, oh, but the gorilla gonna overpower you. But I'm like, bro, the gorilla has stamina. He doesn't have an unlimited supply of energy. He ain't Iron Man with a fucking core over here and he's like, yo, I got unlimited energy. I could just berserk at all times. No, he gonna get tired. He's gonna wind down.
One kicking straight meat. Like, tell me I'm not onto something. Okay, I was in fact not onto something. The original plan was just to glaze 100 humans and talk about how we would just overwhelm the gorilla, but I took it to myself to ask ChatGPT for help. And in order to get a representation on how difficult it would be to fight
Bro didn't even think for himself. He asked ChatGPT.
the gorilla, I asked what animals is weak to humans as humans are to gorillas. And since a gorilla is roughly 4 to 9 times stronger than a human, ChatGPT came up with a common marmoset. Now, what the fuck is a marmoset, you ask? I was picturing something maybe the size of a small dog.
What the dog doing?
Why is it the size
Yo.
of a human head? I am easily clearing through 500 of these. But then again, I'm also more intelligent than a gorilla, so I'd at least have some strategy. So who knows, bro? Until I see 100 men fight a gorilla, I'm gonna just have to leave this one open. But for our next debate, I'm not gonna give it any build up. It's this fucking dress. And if you see black and blue, you're lying, but the dress is in fact black or blue. You know, just because one thing is one way doesn't mean the same thing can't be another way.
What the hell you talking about, bro?
Because yeah, the debate has been closed for a minute now. The person that took the original photo took another one. one and said it was black and blue. And it was in fact the lighting of the dress that affected how it looked. And I'm not even trying to be different, alright, but I'd honestly say the dress is gold and blue. And I knew I wasn't tripping, alright? Color Select says that's the colors that are projecting into my eyes. So yeah, the real dress is black and blue, but this photo is gold and blue. And another debate that is cereal soup. And before you even say anything, yes,
Is cereal soup? No, because soup is hot. Cereal is cereal. Soup, I only consider soup if it's hot. Soup gotta be hot. That's like stew. Stew gotta be hot for it to be stew.
know the argument, solid food inside liquid, served in a bowl. Technically, that is soup behavior. But we just all know cereal is not soup. If somebody hands me cereal and calls it soup, I don't trust the hands that
Facts. I'm gonna be like, you're crazy.
prepared that food. Okay, on to our next debate. How many holes
You said if a bowl of soup gets cold, what is it? Slop. That's what it is. It's no longer considered cereal or soup. It's slop if it's cold. Soup is soup when it's hot. It gotta be hot soup.
does this shirt have? First of all, what kind of fucking shirt is
Like,
it?
who the fuck walks around saying, yeah, I eat cold soup? Cold soup. No, bro, that shit mixed in with meat and all types of ingredients and shit. Ugh. Cereal is just milk and then little pieces of cornflakes.
This is some shit niggas would wear if it was Rick Owens. But I'm not gonna lie, this one's more like a riddle because a lot of people forget to include the hole in the neckline and the sleeves and underneath, you know. Most people would say it has 2 holes, but it actually has 8. So this wasn't really a debate until people started arguing on whether a hole is just one hole, if it has an entry and an exit. But for the answer to this question, I'll simply have to say that holes don't actually exist. They're nothing but a concept eye. Just think about it for a second. A hole is literally just the absence of something. It's not a thing you can hold, it's not a thing you can grab. It's just where something used to be, but isn't anymore. Which means technically speaking, a hole is just nothing.
Nothing?
But now my brain's overheating, so instead let's just move on to a debate that's somehow even more pointless, but also way bigger.
Massive, dude.
This is probably one of the biggest debates of all time, and it's gender wars. Who is better? Woman.
No comment, bro. This is how you make motherfuckers on the internet start boxing and fighting, bro. Yo. This is how it starts, bro.
Oh man.
Alani finding out of Warren, Utah. Let's go, baby.
And it all seems to be the same thing, alright? Women saying all men are like this, men saying all women are like this. And at the root of it, it's just clearly a human problem. But apparently that's not a good enough answer, and no one will stop until there's a clear winner. So who is objectively better? In order to decide this, I've decided to borrow this power comparison system from this One Piece edit. Now it was used to compare Roger and Shanks. We're gonna use it to compare man and woman. Before y'all complain, this is a very scientific system.
Damn, bro, how the fuck I get into this video and bro gets into One Piece spoilers? Bro, this shit is unavoidable, bro. We in a whole different video and now bro talking about Shanks, One Piece. Bro, how did we get here? How did we get here? I'm about to click off the video if you keep talking about Shanks.
9 and 10 doctors approved. And now we have round 1, strength. Now the men are gonna take this first round.
Yeah, look, I ain't gonna lie. Men got that. Also, I also think about it in a scenario. I'm not saying who's gonna win, but if the world was to get fucked up right now, right? Zero electricity, zero technology. It's literally we're back to caveman status. I'm not saying who's gonna win, but who do you think is gonna be the one to start doing shit first? That's all I'm gonna say.
The heaviest weight ever lifted by a man being 510 kgs, and the heaviest weight lifted by a woman coming at close at 325 kgs, which is still insane, by the way. If somebody told me to pick up 325 kgs, my spine would just go and stay. Sorry, ladies.
Oh my god, bro. If you ever bend like that, oh god, I'm crying.
Take this one. And for round 2, we have speed. Okay, let me just stop. Because at the end of the day, fighting about gender is so pointless. Because what is the desired outcome here? The complete annihilation of the opposite gender? Because last time I checked, the human race requires both sides of the argument to even continue existing. And what I find so
Exactly true, because we need each other. That's the only way we could procreate, and then more humans could get made. We need each other.
stupid is these giant overgeneralized statements that would imply an entire gender is just the scum of the earth. Like saying kill all men.
I hate shit like that. And I've already talked about that shit where I'm like, that's stupid. If you're under that mentality, you're stupid. Because it's like, I see that happen a lot of the time on the internet where like a girl will have one bad experience with a dude, right? Okay, bro cheated on you. Boo-hoo, I get it. It sucks. But then they will get into this mentality of all men are this. Same thing, vice versa happens. Guys do it too sometimes when they go through it. Guys go through it too, right? Where like if they go through a relationship, shawty cheats on him, he gonna be like, all bitches. And then that's where shit starts getting fucked up. I'm gonna be like, no. It's not all bitches or all women or it's not all men. It's the person you dealt with. It's the person you dealt with, that one person. You can't generalize everybody and put them in the same bowl and then be like, oh, because I had one bad experience with a girl, all girls are evil. No. It's the one girl you dealt with. Same thing with women. If you had one bad experience with a dude, you can't say all dudes are evil. No, it's the one dude you dealt with.
kill all humans. Now it's fair.
Joke's on you, Electric. I'm not human. Bleep, borp, bleep, bleep, borp. Yo, I love you, Tokyo BT. Thank you for the prime, baby. I appreciate you. Yo, thank you, Electric, for the 100 bits, man. I appreciate it.
That would imply that he's never been a good man that's ever lived ever. Just the addition of the word some does so much. But people don't do it because it doesn't rage bait hard enough. And rage baiting is the reason that 90% of people do gender wars, even if they realize it or not.
Call me delusional, but I think 100 girls can easily beat that gorilla.
And I've heard
If the 100 man can do it. I'm not gonna say anything. She gotta be trolling, bro. Nah, bro. Nah.
arguments like it's not all men, but it's enough. Which, what is the implications there? You saying I'm one of the good ones?
I hope so. I mean, because I consider myself one of the good ones. I could have been bugging outside.
It's got to be racist. There's no way.
You mean
look, even if
destroy
100
all
men-
humans when we're seeing some of that?
I don't know what you're talking about, Oddity. Thank you for the 100 bits, bro. Oh, man. Destroy all humans. 100 men or 100 women is beating a gorilla. How about, imagine Mad Evil, 100 men versus 100 women. Yo, you gonna see mad motherfuckers come out the woodwork on some, I've been waiting for this. Oh my God, bro, this is gonna be so evil, bro. Motherfuckers gonna be out here bouncing like Goku, like, oh, I'm ready. But then everybody gonna be like, yo, but what if it's 100 Ronda Rouseys? Okay, now that's different. That's different, bro. Ronda Rousey, she get me in an arm bar, I'm fucking clipped, bro. I'm clipped.
The women did you the worst 100 times in a row. They still another 4 billion men or women. And now those 100 grimy niggas now represent the other 4 billion. And the end result of this is just two groups of extremely online people convincing each other that the opposite gender is a different species.
No, exactly. And I feel like it's a dumb way to think. Like I said, if you go through a bad experience with somebody, don't try to generalize everybody in that bucket just because you had one bad experience with somebody, because it's infantile and it's stupid. We're all adults, and sometimes in life you have bad experiences, but all you can do is just learn from those experiences and move on, and then try to get with another person and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? Because each person is like a can of worms. You don't know what you're going to get, bro. You don't know what you're going to get. You might meet somebody that's amazing. You might meet another person that's a piece of shit.
100 retros versus 3 big dick Randys.
Hell no. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna have to... I was about to say something nasty, but I'm not. You know what? Thank you, Electric, for the 100 biddies, bro. I was going to give you the game plan of what I was going to do to Big Dick Randy, but you know what? I'm not, bro, because it requires me talking about touching stuff I don't want to touch. So, thank you, bro.
Jeez.
100 versus 1 woman. Call it the Lily Phillips climax.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But thank you, Oddity, for the 100 bits. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't get it.
Realize that women are humans.
But finally, for our last debate, this one might actually be the stupidest one yet.
What he said? What?
Species.
The older I get,
The more I realize that women are humans. I mean, I kind of get what he means. I feel like this also gets into like the thing when it comes to dating, where it's just like, bro, sometimes people, I feel like, overthink when it comes to girls, and I'm like, bro, they're just humans, bro. They're just humans, but they're cute. I don't know, bro.
the more I realize that women are humans.
But finally, for our last debate, this one might actually be the stupidest one yet. But the question is, if you punch yourself and it hurts, are you weak or strong?
My grandmother
I mean, I don't know, bro.
had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know what? You know.
This debate is so dumb. If you punch yourself and it doesn't hurt, that doesn't prove you're strong or weak. And neither does punching yourself and being in pain. The only thing you're proving is that you're not incredibly weak. But listen, right? If a kid around the ages 10 to 13 haymakered my unsuspecting chin at full force, right? It's most likely going to hurt. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean the kid is stronger than me. It just means I got punched in the face. Unless it's one of those
Yeah,
kids that
exactly, true. And then, like, you were caught off guard. But let me hit the kid back, though. I don't care how old you are, bro. If you hit me, I'm getting my hit back. And I'm putting my whole back into that shit, bro.
like in East Bay at 12 years old. Okay, maybe he was stronger than me.
How old are you, man?
But also, if I was
My ass.
to swing full force at Eddie Hall, former strongest man in the world, Big Brother guy. Now this is gonna go one of two ways. If my theory's correct, I knock this guy clean out. If not, my hand is going this. But I've been told I end my videos too suddenly. So,
That's what you got to do sometimes. Just leave.